Hi there, gallery members and new viewers alike. Thanks for tuning in for this latest edition of Gridiron Gallery. If you haven't seen my channel before up until this point with new videos, recommend you like this one and subscribe for more. We got plenty of content on all your favorite football leagues. And for those gallery members out there, thank you as always for tuning in. Really can't appreciate you enough. Now, on to the show. Join me today on the Gridiron Gallery podcast. I have a special guest, the leading rusher in the European League of Football, and also was part of the FCF as well. He plays for the Cologne Centurions. He also was at programs such as Michigan State and Tennessee back in his college days. It is Madre London joining us today. Madre, thank you for taking your time joining the program. Really appreciate it. I know we've been kind of balancing the time difference as we have gone through this process, but how you been, man? I mean, you've been tearing things up right now in the ELF's first season.
Oh, man, I've been good, man. It's been nothing but a blessing to be out here, be a part of such a great organization and such a part of the ELF. It's just been great. I've been having fun with it and just taking it day by day.
Yeah, it seems like you guys out, at least the teams are having a blast, and it looks like the season's going off very smoothly. And I'll get into that a bit more. I do want to get, for every player I have on here, I always ask the backstory of just kind of the career journey. You know, every player's got a different start. Every player's got a different path. And obviously you've taken different steps on your career in this sport as you have. So let's take it back, say, I don't know, like high school, college. I mean, especially college, you jumped around, you had two different Power 5 schools you're at. So how did this all begin? At least your passion for the game.
Passion from the game, it had to all start when I was like 5, 6 years old. Back in Little Rock, Arkansas, I played for the West Side Steelers.
Okay.
And that's where it all started. You know, that's where it built my grit and my attitude, my passion of the football. And then knowing I've been saying since I was younger, like even like my elementary student, like kids that I went to school with, I always said I wanted to go to the NFL or whatever the case might be. And I always wanted to do something big with this sports thing. So I had my mind focused on that at an early age. My brother helped me instill that into me, as far as working hard and doing things like that, going to camps, seeing like my older big bros doing good in football as well. So it was only right to just follow that path and try to be as best I can be as well.
Nice. How would you describe your time for Power 5 schools? I know you had some time. You had 3 years at Michigan State. You did transfer to Tennessee at that time. Would you care to go into that story a little bit, or at least your experience, say SEC versus, Big Ten? Is there a difference? Just even the conference appeal? How do you look at that?
I was at Michigan State for 4 years. I graduated from there. Michigan State, I loved it, man. It was Big Ten. It's different strategies as far as like playing method, schemes and things like that as far as the Big Ten and SEC. But overall, man, you got to be a football player. If it was easy from Big Ten or the SEC, anybody could do it. But it's more so just, man, certain they just get Big Ten. I say Big Ten. The difference from Big Ten and SEC, they get different type of players and form. I say more so. I don't know. SEC just have more. I mean, we got big guys in the Big Ten, but it's more so. There's different type of prototype players that they get.
Right.
It's just different, but overall, man, you just still got to be a dude whether you go to the Big Ten or SEC, man, and you got to be a dude and make plays. And football is football, There's no X's and O's. You just got to do what you got to do to make plays and get to the next level. But it's definitely great competition at the Big Ten and the SEC. I didn't see a difference from there, but it was just people body frames and certain things. Like we look for like stronger linebackers, but they get stronger linebackers but faster, but everybody's catching on to everything. So I feel like it's getting back to the balance point. But yeah, it's definitely great competition on both levels. I love at Michigan State. I just couldn't. The coaches kind of didn't see eye to eye as far as playing time, but that's part of the progress process and things like that. And love Tennessee as well, and it was kind of the same thing, But everything happened for a reason. I don't take anything for granted. if it wasn't for the things that I went through at Michigan State and Tennessee and the journey that I had to take, I wouldn't have been here today, you know. So I take everything as a lesson, not a loss. So it was a blessing to be able to play for both of those prestige colleges and do what I do. I played well at both of those colleges during the time when I did get in. And like I said, it led me to be able to show my showcase here and just build on my resume, man. So I can't take anything for granted. Can't regret anything that happened throughout my career and things. I love both of those spots. I love the coaches as well, and it was just great. So it just made me who I am today to be the player I am today.
I like that little quote there, taking lessons learned along the way, kind of just, steps on the journey is the thing, and that's something like I said, it's part of the reason why I do this with every player I have on here, like yourself. I love hearing those little nuggets. So,
Yeah.
Really thank you for sharing that. Real quick, before we go into kind of more the alt football you've been into, I call ELF alternative football, FCF, of course, as well. How was your experience trying to break into the NFL? I know you were, my understanding is you weren't as heavily pursuit of a prospect as others for the 2019 draft. How was your experience, at least trying to talk with teams and looking at that avenue, or at least how it's been going so far?
It's a process. Everybody have a different say on whatever goes on and things like that. I mean, I say it's not easy. It was hard getting into it, but I mean, coming out of Michigan State, I had a good high prospect of doing what I was supposed to do, been in there. But like I said, everything happened for a reason. I just take it as it wasn't my time to get in, go to the league right then and there. I was dealing with a lot of issues off the field as well, as far as just me mentally and focus to be focused on the NFL. So I don't point the finger at nobody else but myself. So I could have did a lot of things differently during that time of the process and things like that, and took things more serious. But like I said, everything happened for a reason. I take it as a blessing to me not being able to go to the NFL right then and there, and never gave up, things like that, never lost faith and stuff. So I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do right now, taking it day by day, making good film, and hopefully I can end up getting the opportunity to go to the NFL. But if not, man, I'm just gonna keep being me, and everything's gonna take care of itself.
Well, certainly you've been getting your chances, at least as of this past year already. Just to think that at least your recent, at least film opportunities, your highlights, between the FCF and the ELF here, especially the ELF. I mean, you're making highlight reels, I think, every week right now for them. It's been pretty abundant. When did the FCF come into the picture here? And how did you take in the time? I mean, I know that for players, it was kind of a new experience for them, having the fans be really kind of the main driving force for this entire thing.
I say, Ray Austin is my guy. He's from Tennessee as well, so kind of clicked on that. It definitely was a big momentum change for me as far as just being able to play football in the indoors, and everything is more short, smaller, compact. So you gotta keep your head on the swivel. So there was things like that, but it definitely was a great experience. I was able to meet a lot of great football players there. Most of them that I call my brother today, and I got three. No, now I'm got to have four players that play in the FCF that plays in this league as well. Marlo
Right.
Frank, Kyle Kitchen, David Meza, and my boy Darius Galloway. He's going to Hamburg as well. So we all close. We all close, real close. Like I call them my brothers and stuff like that. So definitely was a great experience to meet those guys and do things, but it definitely was different, man. It was more so passing. The fans calling plays just to call plays. They're not calling plays for the schemes and things. So it kind of didn't fit me, but it did fit me because, like I said, it's still football. But me, I like to run the ball, catch the ball. But I want to get in and out and run the ball and stuff like that. It was just a big momentum change having three linemen down, three linebackers, like one linebacker, three D linemen. So it was kind of different. It kind of gave me like the arena vibe, which I never played. So it was definitely different. But you definitely can take good things away from it, and that's just building relationships with the players, the coaches, interacting with the fans. It was definitely a good advertising for the players as well, and having like quick instincts on the field, on and off the field. Like when you want to make a cut, you gotta look both ways, things like that. So it definitely helped me to better my game into the man that I am today, the FCF. But I also played in the spring league previous before that, and that was a great experience as well. I felt like could have went better, but pandemic hit. Pandemic hit a lot of things. So FCF was the way to go as far as after pandemic, not standing around, because if I never did the FCF, I would probably been sitting around for another whole 2 years, and then this came about. So I definitely had film and I could show certain things. So it was definitely a blessing to be in the FCF.
Yeah, the FCF, I was more, I would say, interestingly, a kind of an ebb and flow with how I saw some things. 'Cause I know, for example, you had some they were developing a lot on the fly. So you had some rule changes in the middle of the seasons at times. There were some roster shifts during some games, but I like what they were doing. One thing I liked is I actually grew to enjoy the player drafts that they had. And for yourself, I actually have asked one other player this. Did you have a team you preferred, you wanted to be drafted to? You're talking running style. I know for example, the Wild Aces, their fans seem to have more of a balanced attack. So, kind of fits you more.
Yeah. Most definitely. I probably would have said the Wild Aces. They feel like they offense. Offense was more steady, like consistent with run and everything and passing, and it was more so run. So it definitely was that. But it really didn't matter to me. I love the Glacier Boys. We went all the way. Went to the championship, lost it. So I was with the Glacier Boys until then. But it really didn't really matter to me. So far as I just want to play football, all the teams was different anyway.
Oh yeah.
Get drafted unless you was a franchise. But other than that, it was just a player. So it was definitely fun to see you hopping around from different teams and being able to be on the playmaker teams with other players as well. So it was good.
Right. You guys, for being Glacier Boys, against Wild Aces, you guys really got to embrace the rivalry a little bit there.
No,
Getting kind of heated that season.
A lot of people didn't expect the Glacier Boys to go all the way.
Yeah, there were detractors. I'll be honest, I was one of those people, so I'll eat my crow there for that. But is what it is. Sometimes like football, any given Sunday, right, or any given Saturday, I guess. Whatever day it is. Really, I know that the FCF, you had the TSL, which I apologize for not finding that out earlier. I tried due diligence to get all the details. But those experiences there. Obviously the FCF gave you an opportunity to get some more, game film out there. That's not just, college as well. When does the ELF start calling? Cause you were playing in the FCF, its season ended. I'm trying kind of blank. I would say April or wait. Yes. Late March, early April was the end of season. ELF was starting in June. So that's kind of a quick turnaround, even for the league that started on a quick turnaround.
Yeah, we had to be here. I think we reported March, April. I think it was March. We had to report here.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was March. Is Mother's Day around March 10th, right?
Mother's Day, that would be May.
May? Okay. I'm getting confused. So yeah, we had to report in May. So I'll say probably like a month before then. Yeah, probably like April or something. Coach Steve Calhoun, my guy, my trainer. Ormond Dangerous, he's from California. We always stayed in contact and stuff like that. 2 years ago, after I left Tennessee, he asked me that I wanted to come out here. But like I said, all I wanted to do is make it to the NFL. So I was like, nah, I don't want to come out here, whatever the case might be. But so years go by, and he up again. It's like, man, you want to come out? Like, yeah, sure. Because I didn't. Looking back at it, should have took the opportunity 2 years ago. Because I was thinking in my head, like, if another year or two go by, I might be in the same position I am right now, and I'll be like, oh, I wish I would have did that. So might as well take the opportunity and do that. So I ended up doing that, and it was good from there. Took the opportunity. It was good from there, and hit me up and was like, "How you been working out?" You know, I was like, "Yeah, I've been working out, so I'm ready." So he's real close friends with Coach David Drain and Coach Heidelberg. So they just hit me up. They looked at my film from Michigan State and Tennessee and things like that. They every film, the screen lead and stuff like that. And we just got in contact. He was like, "We want you." Coach Heidelberg was like, "We're gonna get you." We talked to the GM, which is David Drain, and he's gonna be calling you in like 2 weeks. So just working out. You know, my family members hitting me up like, "Man, you gonna go?" I'm just waiting on them. So they end up reaching out to me. It's like, "Yeah, we got you right here. We want you to come out. Just pick the date." So they wanted me to come before Mother's Day, but I had told them. So I had went to Florida. And I was like, "Yeah, man, I want to at least come out there after Mother's Day. I don't want to leave because I'm be gone from home for so long. I don't want to leave before Mother's Day." So that happened. So I think the day after Mother's Day, ended up coming out here, and history been wrote from there, man. It was a blessing. Shout out to Coach Calhoun for getting me out here with these guys and being able to experience a lot of big things out here.
Yeah, you've been let's just say that it's been quite an experience for you, at least in terms of how you are making an impact. You know, you're talking about getting yourself out there as a name. You're establishing yourselves right now, it seems, as a star of this league, you know, one of the cornerstones to just the quality of play right now. Um, how for yourself here, how's your time been, at least out in the Cologne region that you're in Germany there? Have you ever been out of the country, and how's your time been so far in the city, or at least in the area around it?
I've never been out of the country. Well, I have now, but
Oh,
coming out here was the first time me ever been out of the country. So it was a big experience for me, big culture shock. Then ever since then, I mean, I done been to Poland, we done been to Greece, Italy, Austria.
wow.
I forgot wherever that other spot is called, but yeah, I've been a few trying to run up the stamps on the passport for sure, because I
Nice.
never before, so it's definitely the perfect time to, since I'm closer to everything other than everything out here. So definitely trying to experience everything. But being out here in Cologne, man, it's cool. It's very relaxing. Um, People here is friendly as well, so it's like it's just like home. You don't gotta worry about too much. Things are different from back at home. You gotta look over your shoulder, do certain things and stuff like that. So definitely been easy to adapt. I mean, a lot of people like to stare a lot. Back home, you can't do too much staring because people think like something, whatever. But definitely cool just to see how people are out here, different culture, how the kids. One thing that surprised me is like 2 or 3-year-old kids riding bikes and things like that. Man, like it's different because in the U.S. we're not gonna have our kids riding bikes. We're gonna be picking them up. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like they learn at an early age here. And another thing that was different for me is like seeing everybody having dogs and they can walk them off the leash and the dogs don't do anything. Back at home, walk the dog off the leash, just gonna probably take off if they see another dog or wherever the case might be. So
Right.
definitely different from there. So man, it's a learning experience as well, being out here, seeing how people do things and just getting the aspect of seeing both sides of the world, taking some of the goods from here and take it back at home whenever I do go back home. And it's definitely a blessing. I recommend like all my family members and friends to go see the world and see how people do things in the other world, because it's more things to do outside than our comfort zone. So it's definitely been a tremendous experience for me and a learning experience, and just to see how things are ran out here in Germany compared to the US for sure.
Hey, you've got me wanting to get some world traveling in, just listing off the places you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
I would love to go back to. I have been to Italy one time. I would love to go back. gorgeous countryside and everything. And I haven't been. There's one city, in Tuscany. I would love to go to Tuscany if I had the chance.
Mm.
You know, just something like that. You know, but listing off some of the places you're talking about, I'm like, man, I need to go. I would love to go get a vacation if I could.
Yeah,
You know, it's incredible.
yeah, definitely. I mean, Italy was cool. I think it's just overrated as far as
Yeah.
romantic. Like everywhere I turn my shoulder, somebody's making out or doing all that. So it's like I don't know if it's just OD of being romantic. You know, it's supposed to be a romantic spot, but it's like everybody is in love there. So it's kind of like OD. But I like to for sure to have great pasta there. It's a
Mhm.
lot of walking, so I wouldn't go back again. It was too much walking for me.
Mhm. I just find that fascinating. Fascinating little take there, but hey, you teach their own. You know, what's your favorite one you've been to while we're on the subject, country wise?
Don't get me wrong, Italy was beautiful to see, but I like Greece. Greece was a
Oh yeah.
cool vibe. If I do go back to Greece, I would like to go to an island. We went to Athens, so it was real cool. I like Greece a lot. Yeah, I go back to Greece for sure. But now I want to, next on the list, want to go to Paris, London and stuff like that. So definitely got some more traveling on my list to go before it's time for me to get up out of here.
Well, I definitely hope you get those spots checked off. You still got plenty of weeks left, at least to, do so according to at least to the schedule. Which, I mean, you also for the schedule's purposes. Let's talk about the play or your gameplay right now. Just to put this in perspective, and I'm going off stats based on the ELF's own website of top players. Yourself being at the top right now, 5 games in, 1,165 yards already rushed on the ground. There's another 5 games left for you to play in the regular season schedule. You've already eclipsed the halfway mark of a 2K season. That's insane. And the next closest is Jock Crawford from Berlin, and it's not. He hasn't even marked halfway up your total. Um, have you taken account how much you are, or have you realizing how much you're ripping apart the ground game right now, or at least are that much far ahead in terms of the league?
I really don't really be focused on it. Obviously I see it on social media and things like that, but that's not like my goal, or that's not in my mind every day to, oh, I want to get this and that. I'm not that type of person that want to brag on the stats. I just let my work do itself. Things control what I can control, because once you start thinking too far ahead, that's when bad things start to happen. So I'm not that type of person to be like, oh, I want to get 200 yards this game. I want to get 200 yards each game. I left that past me back in when I was in high school, having setting out goals and stuff like that. I just like to help my team win. So I trust myself. I believe in my work ethic. I believe in my O-line and my team, my wide receivers and things like that, that we're going to get the job done. So, and all I got to do is just come out there on my off days and work hard. I feel like I'm
Sure.
one of the hardest working players in this league. So I let that take advantage of everything, whatever I got to do. So the yards really don't matter to me. I don't go into the games talking about, oh, I got to do this, or I'm having so many yards over that. Because without my O-line or my wide receivers blocking for me and the coaches calling the plays for me, I wouldn't be me. And just got to give the credit to God and just keep working hard. And everything else will take care of itself. I only control what I can control. And what I can't control is my work ethic and keeping my O-line intact and doing the right thing as well. So that's
Mhm.
what I really just focus on, and everybody else, everything else will play its part.
Well, in that case, let's focus on team then. Maybe expand this question more as a team-based one. I think that's really, that's a good selfless thing. Showing that, it's football's a team sport. So I understand that. Um, has this for Coach Heidelberg? Has this just been the emphasis all along? Is make sure that the run game is the essential first weapon on that offense, and just kind of emphasizing that? or did it evolve into that?
You know, the old saying, if you can run the ball, you have a high chance of winning the game. So you definitely got to run the ball. When you run the ball, it open up the passing game. You can't just start off passing the ball and trying to, it's just
Sure.
we gotta have a good running game. So we definitely put emphasis. He's old school, so he's definitely gonna run a ball, but he's not gonna be cliche if people stack the box and try to stop the run. We got the advantage to throw the ball as well, but we just gotta get the running game going as well from the start of the game, and a few big runs, everything else start opening up. They're not gonna be able to stack the box and things like that. So we'll be able to throw it over the top. We got a great wide receiver, we got a great quarterback, and they're gonna do their thing. But we definitely got to run the ball to win the game as well. That chews down the clock, and they just wear and tear down the D line and the linebackers when you can run the ball efficiently. So you see a lot of great teams that do it, like Tampa Bay this past year.
Yep.
I mean, obviously they threw the ball, but they ran the ball well in the championship. And Alabama, year in and year out, they run the ball, and they got to throw the ball as well. So we just try to just build toughness between our O-line. And when we have toughness on that, everything just come easy, come natural, and we'll be able to run the ball, and things start opening up for our passing game, and we just unstoppable as a whole team as far as just everybody getting the ball and doing the great things, doing what they're supposed to do, and what we're here for.
Right. It seems like Cologne itself, at least your squad, has started to separate itself in terms of where the power divide is in the ELF. Really crucial contest last weekend you guys had against the Surge. That kind of gives you at least pushes you past the 500 mark a little bit. And really, we've been kind of talking about, as fans and as people analyzing this league, you've got Hamburg, Frankfurt, and Warsaw there sitting kind of at the top. You played two of these teams already. How do you guys think you stack up right now, at least team wise? Maybe you talked about this so far. How are you guys feeling stacked up against, say, the top dogs right now in the league, or are you just focused on improving right now?
We definitely focus on improving, but let's just say we stack ourselves as just as better as them, as the top with them. We just as better than any other team when we doing good and don't kill ourselves. You look at some of those plays, or some of the plays, Frankfurt and Poland, first week of Poland, and we played Frankfurt. Don't get me wrong, they're a great team, but we killed ourselves, penalties, interceptions. We're never gonna win a game with over the turnover margin. And both of those games was crucial. We threw 2 picks the first series of Poland, so things like that. So once we take care of things that we gotta take care of, and that's not beat ourselves, penalties, win on third downs, no turnovers, we can do whatever we want to do as far as in this league. We got a high power offense. Our defense is coming along as well, and we'll be able to keep our defense off the field as long as we do what we got to do. So I don't take nothing from those teams. They beat us fair and square, but I feel like if we take care of our business as far as not turning the ball over and we're gonna make plays, don't turn the ball over and stay above the chains, third down, don't do stupid decisions, we'll be great. So that's our main focus, is not turning the ball over, man. We gotta take care of the ball, and we gotta get the ball. We gotta have turnovers on the defense. So everything else is gonna be good. But yeah, they most definitely amongst the top with those players, with those teams as well.
And you get a rematch this coming weekend as of this recording with the Panthers from that week 1 contest. So this time you'll be hosting them in this case. You already listed a few key points. Do you expect to, I know you don't focus as much on, say, your self-performance, as you're saying, it's more team effort. Do you see the Panthers tightening down on at least the ground game? Because that was really what you broke out in that contest for 275 plus, just off the top of my head. I expect they're going to be keying in on that come this weekend.
I don't know. We'll see. like I said, I don't like to predict what I got to do or what I just want to make plays. Playmakers make big time plays in big time games. So that's why I'm gonna hang my hat on. It's gonna be a hard fought game. As long as we do what we got to do, we'll be successful in all aspects of the game. So we're just gonna come ready, take it one play at a time, don't overthink it, and just have fun. Most importantly, we gotta have fun out there, trusting what the coaches are calling and execute it, and everything else to take care of itself.
I like that answer. Hey, keep it close to the vest and keep it focused on the weekend ahead. I want to ask you one other question here on league news as of recent. They announced that they're doing an all-star game, but the setup is quite unique, actually. Now, for those that are listening in, they're going to have an ELF All-Stars versus a U.S. national team that's going to be set up later this year. I mean, how do you look at that setup? Do you like the setup? Do you like that? Again, I know you're not focusing on yourself, but right now, if we're talking just performance alone, you might be on one of those teams.
I do get on one of the teams. It'd definitely be a blessing, man, a humbling experience for sure. For the fans to be able to even just think that I was good enough to be there, and the coaches as well. So it'd definitely be a huge milestone, a blessing, accomplishment from all the hard work. I really don't know how much the setup is as far as I heard about it. I haven't really looked too much into it, but and most importantly, man, just gotta stay healthy.
Right.
Stay healthy. Things are gonna take care of itself, and just do what we do. But definitely be a great experience for those guys that do make it into the All-Star game, and they bring way more. They bring a lot of exposure to the league for next year, and just for players that do have aspirations to go to the next level, to the NFL or the CFL or whatever the case might be. People won't have, some people be like, oh, the talent level here is whatever, but to be able to do what you got to do, if it was easy, anybody would be able to do it, but to also have that, the U.S. team from America we playing against those guys, it also bring more exposure, and you won't have to be like, oh, it wasn't no competition. We playing competition for the U.S. as well, so definitely be a great experience and great exposure for wherever the guys that want to have aspirations to do big things after this as well.
I'm looking forward to what lies ahead with it, is all I can tell you. The format it's fascinating, because we also have questions on what's the U.S. national team going to be, which when brought up about it, that's why I bring up to you, because some players might not even be on the ELF team. They might go to the U.S. national team, depending if they're imports. So
Really?
That is according to a Q&A from Patrick Asume himself on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a thing.
Yeah, that'd be definitely different. I didn't even know. I just thought everybody that's in this league, if you are American, you're gonna be playing on the All-Star team as far as the league, and we'll play against the USA team. But
okay,
whatever the case might be, it'll still be an opportunity for the Europeans and the US, the imports as well. So it'd be fun, man. We can't take the fun out of it. Gotta have fun out there, and it's just an opportunity and a blessing to be a part of something such big like that, and just keep it going and help build a brand for as far as this league for next year as well, and guys that want to join and teams that want to join as well. So it'd be big for all platforms for sure.
At the end of the day, you joined a league that really, I would say for myself and several others, I've been impressed with, for the short time frame they put together, has looked as competent as it has. And this is based on just the history of some other leagues we've seen in the US as of recent, and not to like the Alliance American Football we talk, not to knock the XFL, that was different circumstances, but it's crazy to think that in less than a year, you're playing on a league that I've been, and many other Americans have been shocked at, looks as good as it has. Is that, I mean, are you're shaking your head at me right now. You getting the same vibe, I understand,
Oh,
um, for you, or?
oh yeah, most definitely, man. Azume and his staff, his his work people, they the goats. You know, they got this thing going. Really don't see too much downfall. It's expanding every week as far as each game, the views, the fans, things like that. And man, it's a blessing. Like I said, it's a blessing for not just myself and the Americans. It's a blessing for the European guys as well to be able to be a part of this league, and then it's only going to grow from here. You know, so we just got to continue to keep playing football, things like that, and everything else going to take care of itself. But for sure, it's definitely seeing like you said, other leagues not being able to sustain throughout a whole year to be able to sustain this whole year, well, we in the half of the year, but it's going to
Sure.
make it through the whole year. But it's been really it's crazy because a lot of like you said, a lot of organizations or things like foundations didn't sustain. So just to be able to see it sustain and be able to play football and do it at a high level and be on TV every week, every team being on TV and having the game pass, things like that, they really put some thought into it, and it shows. So it's only going to get better from here. And I really appreciate those guys, Coach Zume and all them, and it's going to get better for us as far as the lead, and it's going to just build even more.
I'm going to ask a curious question as we wrap up here. You talked about how you've been taking advantage of, getting chances to travel now that you're out and about. And obviously, in the league is, of course, trying to add more teams at a rapid rate in the next few seasons. Do you have a spot you would like to see a team in that's maybe not been announced, like say London?
You saying like, do I want to go to another team?
Right. Like, where would you want to, do you have a place maybe you think would be good, or you would love to say, if you played again in a season, travel to, be like, oh, it'd be nice to go to Italy or nice to go to Austria.
You know, I'm Centurion, baby. So I couldn't see myself at another spot, another team. I done built the connection with these guys here, and
Mm-hmm.
did so much with these guys here just this past in the middle of the season. The coaches as well. We're just gonna build from there. I'd rather not be on another team and have to build another thing. So I'd rather
Sure.
just build around people that we have and just get more key pieces and things like that. And we'll be good. But yeah, I'm Centurion. And yeah, I can't see myself going nowhere else. I'm just gonna build players, get players here, win championships here, and everything else gonna take care of itself. But yeah, I can't see myself going nowhere else.
Well, you're repping them very well. You are, as much as I know you're being very humble, you are the one of the, if not the headline star right now for the Centurions. So, Madre, thank you for joining the program. Really cannot appreciate it enough. Again, I know the time difference, obviously, and us getting together. It was definitely, I'm glad we got to have our chance to talk. For yourself, kind of a last moment here for you. You have anything you want to say back to the folks back home, and where can we find you on social so we can follow you?
Follow me on Instagram, Madre London, MADRELONDON. Same as Twitter, Madre London, MADRELONDON. And shout out to Little Rock, Arkansas. That's where I'm from. Shout out to my mom, my brothers, my grandmas, my whole family, aunties, uncles, cousins. Love y'all and continue to be successful for y'all. Y'all the ones that push me to the limit. Long live my brother Al T. Long live my brother Lil Tim. Those two of the guys that keep me grounded as well. They passed away. One of them passed away a few years back, and one of them passed away a year ago. And yeah, man, Little Rock, y'all really inspired me to go hard. Y'all been behind me since day one. And also shout out to St. Thomas Aquinas, Mama Kaylis, and all my guys back in Florida and things like that for keeping me going. And I'm gonna do great things for y'all this year. And go Centurions. Shout out to the fans as well out here in Cologne. And, looking forward to seeing y'all this weekend against Poland. It's gonna be a good one. Have y'all popcorn ready. And thanks for you for having me, being allowed to share my story and things like that. Has been a blessing, and I appreciate it for sure.
Well, thank you. Really, I appreciate that. I'm also, it's more about meeting you that I'm happy about, and I can't thank you enough. That's play this game back and forth, but
Yeah.
but I appreciate your time. Best of luck for you this weekend and for the rest of the season. I'll be watching.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
The Gridiron Gallery podcast. New episodes every Friday on your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, and premiering first, as always, at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, only on unhingedsn.com.